Hello Minecrafters out there, my name is Fabe and welcome to kind of a special video. So since the horses were introduced in the snapshots with their 3 treats, the jumping skills, their speed and their health of course, I asked myself how would you be able to classify and evaluate each single horse in kind of a consistent way. And of course, the easiest stat you can evaluate is the health. You just hop on them and check out their health. Let me quickly get to the survival mode. Okay, we have 11 hearts, so that's the health. And back to creative. And the second easiest part is of course the jumping. You just try it out, 2, 2.5, 3 blocks and so on. And the highest you can get with it, that's their jumping ability. But the speed is kind of a tricky one. There have been timers for horses, for example, BOO made a timer, but these timers are not as precise as you want them to be to classify the different speeds of the horses. So I came up with this design here and just let's try and give it a go and let's try to classify this horse. As you can see, I evaluated quite a bunch of horses before just to see in which range their stats are. And how does this work? You just ran straight through the system. And we have a count of 5.5. So how I count those is I just go from the back and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 to the first lit up lamp. And because those 2 are lit up at the same time, it is a 0.5 for me. So we have 5.5. That's actually the fastest horse I had so far. I think before I had just 4.5s. And to reset it, you simply step onto this wooden pressure plate and it will reset. And this lamp behind here is just the indicator for the stat of the system, if it's locked or not. But now let's try out the jumping skill. That might be the best horse we had so far. 2.5. We have 3, no problem. Okay, 3 is the maximum. So we got a 5.5 on the speed and 3 on the jump. And 11 hearts. That's actually a pretty good horse in comparison to some others I had before. So let's make the sign for it. We got 5.5 for the speed, 3 for the jumping skill, and 11 hearts. And I think this one was my worst. 1.5 on speed, 1.5 on jump. It couldn't even jump 2 blocks high. It was kind of a pity. And they 11 hearts. But this one is a pretty good one. So let me quickly uncover this timer and explain how it works. Once you hit the first tripwire, it simply gets a pulse into the system here, and this repeater is on 3 ticks delay, and each of the other repeaters that separate these glowstone lamps are on a delay of 3 ticks. That's the area where the horses can be classified the best. I tried it with 2 ticks as well, and it's kind of too fast for the slow horses. So 3 ticks is the ideal delay for those repeaters. And it just goes through as long as you are running here. And of course, the further the track goes, the more precise the result is. But there is a limit to that, and I will shortly show you why. So once you hit the last tripwire, you will activate this signal here. And this is an RS NOR latch. So once you hit this torch, is deactivated, this will get activated and keeps this one inactivated. It's as simple as that. And this signal goes on, gets inverted one more time, and then locks every single repeater. Let's actually go through over this tripwire and we have a look. This is the indicator if it is locked or not. And as you can see, every repeater is locked and the signal will stay as long as the RS knowledge is in this state. And you can just reset it by activating this wire here. And there we can go again. Alright, so the length of the track is limited by the redstone here. Every repeater has to be locked at the same time to give a reliable result. And therefore we have the limit of the 15 long redstone signal we have going here. So that is actually the longest track you can get out of that. But it works pretty reliable and you can get nice results for the horses. So what I'm now gonna try is I want to breed my 2 best horses. I think those are those 2. We have speed 5.5 and a speed of 4.5, and this one has a jumping skill from 3.5 and this one of 3, and the hearts are pretty average. So let's try what the result of those 2 guys will be. Here we go guys, make some love, make me a nice awesome baby. There we go, it has the same color as their mother, I'm gonna say. So let's grow it up and quickly tame it, and then we'll see what kind of stats we can get out of this one. Here we go. It feels kind of fast, I can tell you that much. So let's try it out. Oh, okay, it's a 5er, a little bit slower than its mother. Let's try out the jumping skills, actually. Seems high. 2.5, no problem. 3, no problem. Okay, it's just 3. So we got speed of 5, jumping of 3, and their heart is 11. So let's quickly check. We have the speed is kind of in the middle of those two. The jumping is on this side and the heart on this side as well, but the color is on this side. That's pretty interesting. I don't know how exactly the stats are calculated. I'm sure there's a lot of randomness going on there. But yeah, you can try it out yourself. As I told you, it's a pretty easy timer. It works really simple and you can just rebuild it in your world and test a little bit around more. And if you have any results concerning the breeding, let me know. I'm really interested in that. Maybe you can find something out with that design here. I bred those two guys a few times more, as you can see, and as you can see, most of them are brown, and that means you can't get any other color than the father or the mother had. So that's what I figured out, and the stats were always in the range somewhere in between the stats of the parents or at one of those stats, but never over it. This one, interestingly, has a jumping ability of 2.5, which is lower than both of them. So apparently you can get sometimes out of the range. I'm not sure if it is possible to the upper border or just to the lower border like we have here. It seems to be very rare though. On another case, I have this horse here. It has a jumping ability of 4.5, which is pretty incredible. I think it's one of the kind BOO already has. And what I want to do now is I want to breed this 4.5 jumper, even with 12 hearts, together with my fastest horse, with the 5.5 horse. And I want to try and get a horse that is as fast and as high jumping. I bred those guys now 6 times and I have 2 partially nice results. Those two guys here, we have one with a 4 speed, 4 jumping and 11 hearts, and one with 4.5 speed, 4 jumping and 11 hearts. But I wasn't able to get a maximum out of one of those horses at least. But they both were a little bit better than their parents, so that's kind of interesting. So the rate isn't too bad. 2 out of 6 are better than their parents. Yeah, but I don't have any more time to experiment more with that right now. So I hope you enjoyed, and you can go ahead and try a little bit around yourself with this setup, as I told you. And then we'll see you if we can figure some more stats out of the breeding. Anyways, hope you enjoyed. If you liked it, please feel free to leave a like as always. And I hope to see you all next time, so have a nice day. And seriously guys, don't be daft. Play some Minecraft.